Hey there, so it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and today I'm here to show you about Stampin' Up's new collection. It's called the Butterfly Brilliance Collection, Butterfly Bouquet Collection. It's Butterfly Brilliance Collection. But anyway, let me show you some of the projects. So here's my cards we'll make today, and I'm going to start with the dies, okay, because I think the dies are like, wow. It's a huge set of dies. They have, first of all, the 6 butterflies like this, and I have a few of them cut out here to show you. I think I used the other ones on a project, but look how pretty this die, these 6 dies cut out, and this is just basic black cardstock, ran them through the die cut machine, and that's what those look like. Then, let me put this out of the way so we have room to work here. And then this set of dies, besides the little bricks, the little, I'm going to call this a doodad because I'm not sure what it is, but I want to play with that. I just haven't taken the time. The little more doodad bubble kinds of things, and the little butterflies is this great big die here. Now this die cuts out the stamp set. The stamp set is one big, whoop, stuck to the side. Here we go. One big red rubber stamp. It looks like that. And like I said, when you take that and stamp it, I used my Stamparatus because it's as big as a background stamp, and it does make beautiful backgrounds for cards. But you get butterflies that look like this. Now look how pretty these, and I didn't even bother to color them yet. Like I said, I just played a little bit last night and a little bit this morning, but look how pretty those butterflies are that you can use on projects like scrapbooking and card making and I don't know, just whatever else you need paper from butterflies for. I'm thinking of a long time ago, I made a, like a wind chime, but it doesn't make any noise. Anyway, I can't think of what it's called now, and it probably needs to be updated, and this will probably be what I update my wind chime with, but without the noise, I can't remember what it's called. You hang it above a baby's thing and they just look at it. But anyway, okay, so that's what this die does. And then let me show you the Designer Series paper. The Designer Series paper is the bomb. You get 48 sheets in a packet of paper. There's 6 different designs, and you get 8 sheets of each design of the paper. So this is what one side looks like. Can you see all of that? Am I fitting it all in there? And then the other side is just as nice. Look how pretty that is. So really what I like about the 6 different designs, 8 sheets, is now you're not afraid to use this side because you're scared you're going to mess up this side. You have enough paper in this packet that you could use this side, and you have another sheet to use this side. But anyway, I think the Designer Series paper is absolutely beautiful. This piece here of the Designer Series paper, you can take this die, and in fact I'm going to just do it right now and I'll show you. Let's get these out of the way. Bring in my plates here, my platform. So for my die cut machine, I have the number 1, the number 2, my bottom clear cutting pad because it's a little bit more scratched up, and then I'm going to just lay my paper on there, lay my dies, and look how it lines up. And because my plate, in fact, let me see if I turn my plate over if it makes it easier. Sometimes, so you know, if your plates makes it hard for your paper to stay put with your die, you just need to turn your plate over. Oh look, and that might do it. But look how pretty, like I was saying, that one die is going to cut out all 6 of those butterflies, and I am going to put some washi tape on here just to hold it, of those butterflies. All 6 of them, one swoop, beautifully, no coloring, yay! No, taking each butterfly one at a time. And then let's put our top plate on here. Move stuff out of the way so we have room to bring in the machine and run that through, and wait till you see how fast and easy to cut out those beautiful butterflies. And looky there. There they all are, like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that's the dies. That's the designer series paper. That's the stamp set. The last thing in this collection is some wood grain paper, and it's called natural wood, that looks like this. And I think it's just beautiful. Now this, so you know it doesn't come like this size. I've used most of mine. This might be, I have a little bit left. But it comes 12 by 12 and 2 sheets are in the pack. And for today's project, we're going to go ahead and cut that now. So let me see here. We need my stitched rectangle dies, and now I've got mine together with press and seal. I did a video on this, and if you didn't see my video, look in the description on, if you're watching on YouTube, and look in the comments on Facebook, and I'll attach the video how to get your dies with the press and seal to make a perfect window. But we need a window for the cards today, so I'm going to use the same sandwich. I'm going to lay my paper down, and then I should have a piece, here's my piece of wax paper. I'm going to lay my wax paper on there, and then my dies with the press and seal. And after you watch the video, you'll be like, oh, I get it now. And then run that through my die cut machine. And this is just a way with the press and seal on your dies, is to get that perfect window every time. Because sometimes I struggle to get it both sides perfect of my windows. Okay. Take that off and put that here, and then I'm going to take the paper off. Now the wax paper really does help get a nice clean cut, and if you've used these rectangle dies before, you know that sometimes it's hard to get the dies or the paper out of the dies, and with that wax paper, look how easy it is. So there's my frame. And then we're going to use this little inside piece on a card too. And let me just take that wax paper and throw it away. And then I'm going to make some more of these cards, so I'm going to hang on to that piece for later. Okay, so now we'll put this away. So that's all the pieces that has the wood grain, the designer series paper, the stamp set, and the framelits all come. Oh, where did that other one go? Let me put that die away. It's stuck on my washi tape over here off the camera. Okay, there we go. But all of that comes as a collection, and you can put in one number. So if you go to my online store, and there again, it's kathyhouse.stampinup.net, you can put in just one number and get that whole collection, or you could buy each thing individual. Now my suggestion is you buy the stamp set and the framelits together as a bundle, and that way you save 10%. But enough about that, let's start making some cards, okay? So I think we're gonna start with this Coastal Cabana card. And now I made mine Mother's Day, and the video is called the Mother's Day, and my go-to for Mother's Day stamp is this Timeless Tulips. I love the font of this little Mother's Day here. But now I have my Mother's Day card for my mother-in-law and for my mother, so I don't need cards for Mother's Day. However, I had a friend fall and break her ankle, so I'm going to make her like a get well card. And I'm going to use this Lovely You stamp set. So I'm going to stamp one of my cards of Let's Cheer You Up, and the other one, You're My Person. And then on the inside, I'm going to put Love Is What Makes Us Family. I think Dorothy, who broke her ankle, would just love that. So I'm going to go ahead and use Lovely You stamp set today. And if you go to my blog and you see all the list of supplies, and my blog is Be Creative with Kathy, I'll have both stamp sets on there just so you don't have to worry about taking notes or what I used. You can see all of that later. Okay, one more product I used to make my cards real quick, and I really honestly didn't use it. I just found them in my stash, but this is a circle from the Stitch Shapes dies, so you'll need that too. But like I said, on my blog, Be Creative with Kathy, there's a list of supplies, and you can see everything that I used there, and all the measurements for the cards. Okay, I decided we're going to start with Coastal Cabana. So I have a card base here. Oh, and I shouldn't have put my designer series paper. I don't think I cut my paper yet. But anyway, my base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Just your typical card base. And let's go through. We're going to use this piece. Oh, and I already cut the other one for our card. We need to cut these down. We're going to use almost every piece, every inch, I should say, of the designer series paper today. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches this way. Whoop, use my cutting blade. The darker is the cutting blade. Cut that right off. Save this. Hopefully I will remember at the end of the video to show you what we're going to do with that. I always forget. Shame on me. And this piece we're going to cut down. Oh, and I lied. We want this at 3 3/4. That's bad. Okay. 3 3/4. And then we're going to cut this one down to 5. Now my envelope is going to be a little bit short, but that gives you an inch. We need this scrap. We need these. We need all these pieces for our card. And then we'll cut the next one, the next designer series paper when we're ready for that card, because that is the right paper. Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to just take this and layer it onto a piece of basic black. Now my basic black is just 5 1/4 by 4. Take a little bit of adhesive. And just center this right on that basic black. Like that. And then I'm going to take the inside of my window and just put that right on the center of this. I think that looks pretty good right there. Okay, then I'm going to use my silicone mat because I'm going to bring in one of these square vellum doilies. Now in the annual catalog, when these first came out, I think these might have been my favorite product in there. But I'm going to just put a little square of adhesive, and I put this down so it doesn't go through and get on my top here. But I don't remember what I was saying. I love this doily squares. I don't know. There you go. But these are in the annual catalog. Okay, then we're going to take our circle here. Sorry, lost train of thought. And a couple of my butterflies. Let's check out my butterflies. We're going to use this great big yellow one. A little bit of adhesive on the back of him. And then lay him right in the center. Nice, right? And then with a couple of black dimensionals. And I'm just using black dimensionals because I'm using black paper. And there you go. White dimensionals would work just as well. And this one must be the fast card because we're almost done. Lay him down there in the center. And then a little bit of adhesive on the back here. And then we're going to lay this right there on the front. Okay, now let's set him aside and work on the other one for a little bit, and then we'll finish them all up together. So again, I need my cutting tool. And I'm going to take my paper, this time 3 3/4. I have such a habit of cutting at 4. Not the cutting blade, we need, or not the scoring blade, we need the cutting blade. And then at 5. Cut that down there. So now I have these 3 pieces left. Okay, this one we're going to layer again on a piece of basic black. And if this is 3 3/4 by 5, my basic black is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Lay it like that. There we go. Bring in, now this is a piece of cardstock that's Blushing Bride. There again, it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I'll just fold that in half. Lay this piece right on top of there. Now, if you ask me, this card, right, just like that, is just absolutely beautiful. You wouldn't even need anything except a greeting on there. But let's keep going a little bit and add some more to it. So I'm going to bring in that natural wood frame, and I have a piece of Blushing Bride, and I believe this is 4 1/8 by 2 3/4. But like I said, you better check my blog just for safety, because who knows if I remember exactly or not. And now when I did my sample card, I put these two together and then put it on my card, and I struggled a little bit, so I'm going to try it this way And then if I mess up, you'll know, put those two together first before you put it on your card. But I think I have it centered there pretty good. The Blushing Bride is just a little bit smaller than my frame, so it should be okay. But now to put my frame to my card, I want it to be nice and sturdy. So I'm going to bring in adhesive sheets, or the foam sheets. They are like a dimensional, that's one great big dimensional. And I like to use a guillotine cutter to cut it into thin strips. Now, I know my Stampin' Up! Guillotine cutter is really cute. You can't buy these anymore. I'm hoping Stampin' Up! Has them in the next catalog. But you could just take a piece of scissors and cut it that way. I don't think that my paper trimmer would cut it like my guillotine cutter does. But see how I've cut those into little strips? And then on the back of my wood grain piece, I'm going to just lay these down. And in fact, I'm going to use these, the paper's coming off. So let's use these first. And just lay these all the way down. Now, I know that we have the foam strips, but the foam strips are a little bit thicker, I think. These are more dimensional size, and I wanted them dimensional size, so I went with the adhesive, or the foam sheets, rather than the strips, if that makes any sense. Okay, we're just going to have to trim this down. It's just a little bit long. And then I'm going to use this piece here, and I'm going to just, I think, cut it in about half. Now you could see how easy this would be to turn into a shaker card too, because all you'd have to do is put a window sheet on here and then put these on there, and it would be a really cute shaker card too. Okay, foam sheets. Let's remove all that release paper. I have to share. Okay, so usually I can see my computer, and my computer has shut off, and so now I'm flying blind. I don't know how to explain it to you, but if my video or my hands are messed up, it's because I lost my video. Okay, anyway, that's too much information. So I'm going to lay this right over, trying to get it straight. Yeah, it's a lot easier this way, and lay it like that. So now I have that little popped up frame. Hopefully it's kind of straight. I don't think Dorothy's going to mind when she gets her card. Now, some more of that, well, no, now I'm going to have to use dimensionals on my little butterfly here. And this time, I picked this guy here. I'm going to just put a couple dimensionals down his back. Oop. And lay this right there. So now we have our two cards here. And you know what? Nope, I don't think that's not going to work. Change my mind. Instead, because last time I used, they must be a little bit thicker. The adhesive sheets must be a little bit thicker than dimensionals. So I'm going to cut another piece here. And I'm going to just cut off a little piece like this to put onto my butterfly. I thought they were the same, so now I stand corrected, but I need my butterfly to be a little bit taller. There, I think that looks better. So there you go. Now we need to work on our greetings. Like I said, I'm going to use the Lovely You, Lovely You stamp set. So I'm going to stamp once this Let's Cheer You Up, and then one time this Just Because. And I just stamped that in Memento black ink on some basic white cardstock. Just a scrap that I had here. The other product that I think is one of my favorites in the holiday, the mini catalog, is the dual label punch. I love this thing. And now I know it's on back order, but just till the end of March. It should be available here really soon. But I think every greeting, well, I should say half of the greetings in this stamp set fit perfect in that little oval. Nope, I gotta go this way. And I think it's just great. I love this punch because now watch. Then I'm going to take a scrap of basic black and punch out that oval. That's not really scalloped. It's more kind of pointy. I don't know. It has lots of character and is very fun. But then when you put those two together, a little bit of adhesive on the back of this one. And on the back of this one. Centering it might be the hardest part. So I kind of lay it on there, see if I like it, and then I push it down. Same thing, we're going to just lay it on here. See if I like it. Yep, and then push it down. Okay, a couple dimensionals, and I'm going to use the sheets again. Make sure it's long enough for both of them. So this one I'm going to put just because right there. And on this one, I'm going to put that "Let's Cheer You Up for Dorothy" right down there. Okay, now it's time to work on the inside of our card. So I have a piece here. Now this is 5 1/4 by 4, just your typical base. And on this one, this is the one that I'm going to give to Dorothy. I'm going to put this on the Coastal Cabana one. So I'm going to ink up my stamp here and stamp down my greeting. We got a little bit of a glare going on there, but I think I'll be done in a few minutes and we can make it. Then I'm going to take this big butterfly and just lay him down about here. We have all these butterflies, right? We might as well use them. And then I'm going to take this little guy here and just lay him right there like that. And then put this here. And then lay this on the inside. Whoop, almost used my Mother's Day card. On the inside of Dorothy's "Let's Cheer You Up" card here. How cute that is, right? And then the "Just Because" on the inside, I have a piece here. Now this piece is a little bit smaller. I've cut this one at 3 3/4 by 5 because I'm going to take this piece of designer series paper, this one that matches my cardstock, and a little bit of adhesive on the back here. And lay this down at the bottom. There we go. And then just take this little guy here, a little bit of adhesive, and lay this one here, and then adhesive on the back. Well, there we go. And lay this right here on the inside of this one. Like that. So then I didn't forget, yay, with those 2 strips of designer series paper on the back of my envelope here, and I'm going to bring in my silicone mat again just so I don't get any tape on my surface. I'm going to just put as close to the edge as I can, some tape here, and then lay that designer series paper that's so pretty right here along the flap of my envelope. And then just with some paper snips, trim that along here. And there you go. So really the only scraps, which is I just threw away, that you have for this card, this one I'm going to put on the other envelope, is this little piece here. Oh, that's it. And really on my other card, this, my Mother's Day card, I use this piece here for my greeting right here. I stamped on here and punched it out. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Well, I'll do it off camera. So here's my cards for today. Let's see which one. This one goes with this one. This one has this kind of envelope. And they look like that. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my cards. I hope you'll give the Butterfly Brilliance a try. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment or reach out through email. I'll talk to you on Monday or Friday. Bye-bye.